Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lipstick Lips, and this is another segment of my life, love, and makeup sagas that I'm going on. From the title, you can see that I am going to be talking about something that's very not sensitive, but very important to me, and it's about like submissive, women being submissive to men. I feel like we don't touch on this topic a lot. I don't remember ever really having a deep conversation with a lot of people about this subject. So I felt like I wanted to dive into this and give you my point of view and my advice or my opinions about the subject. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will feel the same. Not trying to make this intro super long. I already started my makeup. If you have any questions about what I did for my foundation, that's all I put on is my foundation, and I'm just going to do an eye look. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my eye. I'll probably just go with the flow. But if you guys have any questions, just leave it in a comment down below and I'll get back to you and let you know what I'm wearing. I'm not going to leave it in the description. You just gotta ask for it and I'll give it to you. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Start talking. All right, hold up. Let me fix my mirror because we about to start talking. Like I said, I feel like we don't talk about this subject a lot, and that's weird to me because it should be talked about. We all should have like our opinions. We should be talking. So first things first about being submissive. I feel like we have the wrong idea, and I'm saying that because I feel like I've had the wrong idea, and I have friends and I know they had the wrong idea of like a woman being submissive to a man. I always kind of thought like growing up, it might sound like a bit dramatic, but I always thought growing up like being submissive to a man is like letting him do what he want, letting him spend your money, you have no say, they cuss you out, treat you any old type of way, and you just got to sit back, let them be a man and let them do what they want because you're just submissive. I don't know why I thought that, but I'm just like, I ain't submissive to no man. Like, you know what I mean? That's how we felt. Or I always thought it was just like some weird fetish kinky kind of thing, like where they have like dog chains around your neck, but it's not like, it took me a long time to realize that, but it's absolutely not that. With that being said, I feel like it took me like a really, really long time to realize that, with my personality and the type of person that I am, I do not pair right with men that aren't like, true dominant, alpha males. And I never knew that. I just thought, and I feel like a lot of women are. I feel like we're naturally submissive. That's just the way we are. And just like a lot of stuff with society kind of turns that and make it, something, force us to be something that we're not. But I feel like we're all naturally submissive. And I've definitely been that way for like a long time. So I'll go out and I'll date guys that are not true dominant men. And I'll go on to what I feel like a true dominant man is later, but I'll go and I'll date these guys that are not true dominant men, and then like here I am sitting here trying to be like super dominant, super submissive to these men, and it's frustrating because they aren't dominant. They don't know how to lead, and they just do whatever they want. And it's just like, if I'm sitting here giving you everything and being like I'm giving you queen status and you giving me like bum dude status, and it's like, it was so frustrating. But at that time I absolutely did not know what it was. Like, I'm just like, we just don't get along, we just not clicking. And it took me a minute, it took me a long time, probably up until my late 20s, to realize like I just cannot deal with men that aren't about their business or not, dominant, like true dominant men. And that was my issue. Well, I think it's absolutely nothing wrong with a woman being dominant to being submissive to their man. Like, I don't think it's like, a man trying to like, take control or trying to do what he wants to a female, because when you got a man that truly honestly cares about you and cares about your well-being, he's not going to put you in a situation where taking over your life and trying to control you, because that's not what it's about. I feel like women, especially black women, because I'm a black woman, has a strong disconnect with like being submissive to men. And I don't know, I can go back on history and I can like dig super deep into like what it really could be, with a lot of our black fathers not being in our lives, and our mom having to take dominant roles and being the man in the house and raising sons like they're kings and making them feel like they're spoiled. And I don't know, I could go deep into things, but I don't even want to touch that. I don't even want to go that deep in. But I'm just going to speak on, me and stuff that I experience. I feel like, in my opinion, opposite to what people might think, to deal with a dominant man, it takes like you have to be some type of weak female. And I absolutely disagree with that, because you have to be like a really strong female to deal with a man of this caliber, like a true dominant alpha male. Because it's not for the faint of hearts. Like, these men, these type of men are very like, you got to be tough. You got to have thick skin. You got to be tough. And when I say tough, I don't mean like you got to be tough and be able to deal with a man treating you like trash. If he's lying to you, being deceptive, that's not no dominant man. That's just an a-hole. he's not being a real man. He's being like a coward, a child. Like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong, but being dominant to a man, it's just, becomes an issue when we start giving these dudes that's bums opportunities to step into our life and give them that opportunity to have that role when they can't hold it. We have to, as women, take a step back and try to realize and pick out these type of men and recognize when you have a true dominant man, and recognize when you have a boy on your hands, and learn to decipher who to deal with and who to not. The more you become aware of it and not just blindlessly date, I call it that because that's what I did my entire 20s. Some of the things that like help you realize like when you got that type of man on your hand, it's like when you're dating these guys, he is going to want to lead you in the right direction. You're going to feel respected. You're going to feel confident. Like he's going to be a very confident man, like, and it's just going to exude off of him, and you can't help it. You can't help but notice it. Look at situations with women that's dating men that's bums and that's really not doing nothing for their lives. All they do is bring them down. They bring them down. You end up losing. You end up spending 10 years with a guy that's a bum, that's not true, that's not, alpha male, and you spend years of your life and you come out the relationship losing a lot of what you had, whether it's self-esteem, whether it's money, whether it's pride, whether it's, wanting to even be in another relationship with somebody. Like you lose so much. But dealing with men that are, true alpha males and that's only want to uplift their queens, or, because they're kings, you'll see the difference. I feel like that it is extremely important that before we submit to a man or any man or have that willingness to, you have to recognize it. You cannot just be submissive to any guy. And trust me, take my word for it. You cannot do that with every guy. Every guy don't deserve it. Like I said, I can't stress this enough. You do not want a man thinking he's a true dominant. He's just leading you to your demise. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just like a waiting game, just leading you to your demise. I remember dating a guy that he came off very, very confident, very, not so much as arrogant, but very confident. And he just exuded all this confidence and like he can lead me in the right direction. I think we talked about like 6 months. Then I realized, he's a bum. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't everything about him screamed child. He didn't have a job. He didn't live on his own. He didn't even want to work. But I didn't find this out until months later. He had me fooled for a little bit. The way he presented himself, it was like he was, quiet, confident. Didn't speak too much, just came off just like a confident, dominant male. And I was mistaken. I was sadly mistaken. So he could have had me. It could have been longer than 6 months. It could have been years of me trying to figure out like what is going on with him. Why does he seem like this type of guy? But just, but I was quick with it. I feel like that was kind of quick. 6 months, all the lies came full circle. So I was able to get out of that situation, but it took me that time to realize that I need to study what I want and realize like what type of man that I want in my life and what is he going to look like? How is it going to be? Like when you spend your life dating, like if you're single right now, that means you dated guys that weren't good for you, that were trash, that were garbage, and it just didn't work out. And when you spend like majority of your life trying like dating these guys that treat you like crap or do, lie to you, do know how to recognize those type of men. You know what they are. And it's like when you get them, that's all you expect. But with these guys, when they come to, say you don't recognize them, you like, what is this? Like certain signs they'll give off, you'll take it as arrogance, like because you're used to guys being negative, but this is not necessarily a negative thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like go into some of the traits of dominant alpha males and explain why sometimes we come across these men and it comes off a certain way, like a negative way, but it's really not a negative way. So I'm just going to like try to open your eyes to it. So first thing first, before I explain the characteristics of these dominant alpha males, I'm just going to keep it real with you. These men are really not easy to deal with. When I say not easy to deal with, I don't mean it's going to be a hassle, but I mean these type of men will challenge you in a good way, in my opinion, to become a better person. So they come off a certain way or try to, or like a lot of times they might seem controlling, and people, you just got to have a tough skin. I'm going to go into all the characteristics of it, but you just really have to have a tough skin for these guys. You cannot be like that weak female, like I said. And for like the normal dating female, we might take that as them not caring at all, because that's the way it comes off. Like we are very emotional creatures as females, but men are not. naturally, in my opinion, well, not as emotional as we are as females. And when you come across a dominant male, they have self-control, and they know how to control their emotions. They won't let themselves get irrational, and they won't let themselves get out of hand. If they're in a situation where they can't control and it's out of their hands, it's not logical for them to act out on it. And a lot of times, a lot of women that are attention seekers, that really need a lot of attention, really need like that reassurance from a man, they're not going to get it from this guy, because that's not the type of person they are. They're not going to be all emotional because you need some type of attention. And a lot of times it comes off like they don't care. And if you don't really have self-control over yourself, and like can understand that a person cares about you without, being super needy to your emotions and feeding the drama that you're trying to have, like, it's not going to work. You really, like I said, you have to challenge yourself to think outside of the normal dating, because they're not normal. And I'm learning this from experience. Another trait is that they have purpose. You're not going to come across one of these alpha males and they don't. Hold on, I gotta do my wing liner without talking. When I say purpose, I mean that they always have a goal in mind. They're never going to be content. They're never going to be stuck where they are. They have a goal. They see something in the future and they're working towards it. Whether it's, becoming a CEO or something, or have goals in their lives where they want to get a house, they want to get create a better living for their family. They're always going to have goals, and it's always going, whether they want to travel, anything, it's always going to be a goal there. They're never going to stay content, and they're always going to be working towards something. So with females, is a lot of females out there that don't really have that drive to do things. Like, they feel comfortable in like the job they are. They don't really see the future. They're just comfortable in where they are. And there's a lot of people out there like that just comfortable and content because it feels safe to them. If you meet a guy like that and you're that type of female, you're going to have to challenge yourself to be different, because they're going to push you. They're going to want to understand. They cannot fathom a person just staying where they are and being content with that. So they're going to push for you to you need to want better for yourself. Or why do you want to stay like that? And it's almost going to feel like they're trying to push and they're trying to control. And a lot of females get turned off by that because they don't want to do it. A lot of females are lazy, and I'm really not trying to be like like I said, like some of my videos when I'm like on the guy side, it sounds like I'm starting a hate campaign, and I'm really not. It's a lot of lazy females out there, and they meet these type of men and they feel like they're being controlled and pushed to do something they don't want to do, when all the guy really wants is you to have that drive and have that push. But that female doesn't have it. So if you're on this channel and you're trying to go after that man that's dominant and is going to lead you in the right direction, you have to be able to change that characteristic about yourself. If he has a driving force and he has a goal, you're gonna have to get on that goal with him. You know what I mean? You can't just be sitting where you are, because it's gonna come off lazy to him, and you're gonna feel like he must think you lazy, or he's gonna be pushing you to. Ooh, another thing about this, and I feel like I definitely need to mention this. They are not afraid to say exactly what's on their mind, because they're just not afraid. They're not afraid to say no. They're not afraid to say exactly what's on their mind. And a lot of times it come off like they're being a-holes. And it's just like, men like this, they cannot fathom lying to somebody and making up things just because they feel like you want to feel a certain way. So you oh, does this dress look nice on me? No, I don't like the way it look. Or I think you're being lazy today, or I think you need to do this. It's not that they're trying to be a-holes. It's that it's just whatever comes up comes out kind of thing. And that's the type of people they are. A lot of us, we try to hold feelings because we know how it feels to be salty, or somebody say something and just make you feel uncomfortable. So a lot of times we don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable, but these alpha males, these dominant males, they don't have that process of thinking like that. So if they feel like you're doing something that you need to be checked on, they're going to check you on it. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're not going to make you feel like, oh, I'm a little princess. No, you need to fix this. You know what I mean? And it's uncomfortable, but like I said before, all these traits here, if you're going after that man, you have to change your way of thinking. You just have to change your way of thinking, because it's not bad intentions. It's just good intentions, but the way it's delivered, if you're just too sensitive for it, then it's not going to work. You're going to feel like bullied, I guess. Another trait that these alpha dominant males have is that they make decisions with confidence. And I just feel like a smart, intelligent, male, he knows how to make decisions. He knows how to lead you in the right direction. And I don't know, for me, it just kind of takes the weight off your shoulder. I don't know if you guys ever been in a relationship with a man who absolutely does not know what they're doing. You got to lead them. You got to tell them almost like they're your mom. You're their mom. It's stressful. It's annoying. I've been in a few situations where that was the case, and not realizing that this is absolutely not what I want. This is too much stress on me. This is just, I have to make every single decision. And then if you have a kid too, so you got to be a mom to a kid and you got to be a mom to a grown man. annoying. And some chicks might find comfort in that because they're controlling everything and they're hands on it. It's stressful. You want to make your life as easy as possible. And when you find a guy that's confident in making decisions, that can handle business and can get things done, it's a weight off your shoulder that is, you know, ultimate. I love this quality about dominant alpha males. I love it. Like, this is why I'm like attracted to those type of males. After being through what I've been through with guys that just really don't know how to make decisions and just not confident, like, I'm never turning back. I'm not ever going back to that. It's way too stressful. I become like a type of woman that I don't want to be. I don't want to be like that nagging, annoying female. Like, and those type of men will turn you into that type of female and then make you feel bad for it. But it's not really you. It's not 100% you. It's you for making that decision to be with that person, but it's also them for not stepping up and being a man and making you have to take that extra role. And now you got to become this crazy person. It's not meant for us. It's not meant for us to handle everything and control everything. And if you're in a situation like that, in my opinion, it's not natural to me. It's just not natural. That's all I have for like traits that you can pick up. And like I said, you have to take these traits that I'm giving you guys with a grain of salt, because you'll come across these guys that appear to have all these traits but are really bums in real life, like the guy that I dated. So you have to take everything in consideration. You have to take everything in consideration and say, does he have a job? Is he respectful? Is he you know, good at handling business? Does he have kids? How does he take care of his kids? How does he handle his situation with his child's mother? Like, all that comes into effect, and a true dominant male handles all this. This is all like something you would never have to worry about. Another thing that you guys, and this is my opinion, that you can like identify these men by, a lot of times you think, when you think alpha male, you think alpha male, dominant male, you think of, you know, confident, strong, loud. Like, these guys are completely opposite. You might meet a guy like this and they come off very submissive, very quiet, doesn't say anything, keeps to themselves, because that's how confidence come off. Confidence doesn't speak. Arrogance speak. Over here you have your fake dominant male, you have your real dominant male. The fake dominant male is going to be loud. He's going to feel like he's going to get you. It's going to come off arrogant. It's going to come off like he's an asshole. It's going to come off very unnatural. And that is your body, not your body, but your mind recognizing that this guy has insecurities with himself, but he wants to be a dominant male. He wants to be that type of person. He might even put himself in a job position to make a lot of money and play that role correctly, but deep inside they have insecurities that they haven't really dealt with. and it's exuding, and you can see it all over them. So they're not true dominant males. They're just pretending. But the real true ones, they don't come off that way. They're quiet. If they want you and they can't have you, it's just like whatever. It's whatever. Like, it's life. You know what I mean? But like I said, a lot of times their attitude comes off like nonchalant, like they don't care, but they do care. It's just that this is how you recognize a real dominant male versus the one that's going to be super arrogant. And all right, guys, I'm done with this look, and I just, you know, put some lashes on and threw some highlighter on and just lip gloss because I didn't feel like putting on lipstick. I like the lip gloss look. I did do some brown chestnut, but anyway, I'm not trying to say that these guys that you meet, that you have to, you know, be like a whole, like no personality, no type of person, and they rule you. That is not how it's going to be. It's going to be a team, like a partnership. You got yourself a king. You need to be treating him like you need to be a queen. Like, you cannot be like these, you know, attention seeking, no real control over your emotion, illogical type of woman. Like I said, you have to be a strong woman if you're seeking this type of male. And a lot of times us females, we seek these type of men, but we can't. We're inadequate. We're not enough to be mentally aware of ourselves enough to even be in a relationship with guys like this. And a lot of times we meet these type of guys and they don't work out, and they left to wonder, like, I mean, it's bums out here, these bum dudes out here that's giving bare minimum, and they're staying in longer relationships than they are because they care too much. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's all guys, and I'm not saying the assholes. I'm not saying the ones who treat you like crap. I'm talking about these real men that, you know, you might come across and you might feel like they're being arrogant. You might feel like but like I said, as women, I'm challenging you guys to think different. Step outside the box. Don't be so butthurt about things. Allow a man to lead you. I don't feel like it's anything wrong with that, especially if it's a good man. If it's you know, he's taking care of the family, you know, handling his business, uplifting you, doing everything he needs for you. I don't see absolutely nothing wrong. Like, I love it. I'm all for it. I hope my advice is finding you guys well and I'm making sense, because a lot of times I be talking and I got a lot going in my head and it's just not coming out right. But I think I got my point across. If you guys have any questions about anything that I said or anything you disagree with, we can have this discussion in the comments. I feel good about this. I feel good about this video because this is truly something I hold dear to my heart and I really care about. And like I said, this is advice for a lot of females. You just become aware of yourself, get to know yourself. If you're single and you're not in a relationship, take that time out to get to know yourself and learn yourself and become that perfect person for that husband you want to see in the future, or that long-term relationship that you want in the future. Just take that time out to do that. Don't spend your single life trying to find a man. Just take that time to, learn yourself. That's what I do. I always do that. If I'm by myself, if I'm alone, write down journals. If you feel in a certain type of way, like jealousy, all that, write it down. Write exactly how you feel. Just become aware of what type of person you are, what type of angers you have, how you react to things. Become aware of that, and you'll be able to better deal with that. Thus, being able to better deal with a man that comes into your life that you need to, deal with better. But that's off topic. I'm trying to close this out. If you guys have any questions about my makeup, anything that I did, I like this look. It looks pretty. I pretty much, sometimes I'll be doing the same thing, the same type of look, but just different colors. But y'all don't mind, do y'all? If you have any questions about the makeup I use, just leave it in the comments below. I'm not going to put it in the description bar, so just comment and I'll let you guys know exactly what I'm using. Thanks for always supporting my channel and definitely supporting this series that I just started. I feel really good about it. This is something I really want to do. This is something I really care about, like I said, and I just love giving my advice. I like talking too. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and until next time, bye.